And we're going to get some briefings on 3 major international negotiations and conferences. And I do want to start off with the first, which is our Ocean Conference in Busan, which is in April. And I'd love to welcome Mr. Kim Sung-bom, the Deputy Minister for Marine Policy Office, Ministry of Oceans and Fisheries from the Republic of Korea. And he is the person in charge of organizing this One Ocean Conference. Please join us.
Thank you. Excellencies, distinguished guests, and ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I'd like to extend my deepest gratitude to organizers to invite me and provide you with an update on our work in organizing our Ocean Conference. It's a great honor to be here with you today at the 16th edition of the Monaco Blue Initiative. So, without further ado, I'd like to introduce the organization of our Ocean Conference. As you may aware, our Ocean Conference in the past practice organizes plenary sessions, side events, and Youth Leaders Summit. In the plenary sessions, we deal with 6 areas of interest, what we call the pillars. So that includes marine protected areas, marine pollution, climate change, sustainable fisheries, the blue economy, and maritime security. And the organization of the conference is the voluntary commitments made by the participants from the national government, international organizations, and NGOs, and the private sector. In addition to the plenary sessions, side events covering all the issues in more detail will be held in parallel to the plenary sessions. This year, we have received more than 250 applications. We have decided some 80 side events to be held in the 3 days. Finally, we will have the Youth Leadership Summit, where some 40 overseas participants will be in Busan, along with another 40 participants, domestic participants, to get together to engage dialogue. This is the normal practice of our Ocean Conference. So I'd like to highlight some of the special elements of the conference that we are hosting this year. As this year, the event will mark the 10th anniversary of the conference. To celebrate its 10th anniversary, we are working on reviewing the achievements or implementation of the voluntary commitments that has been made over the decade. So our Ocean Conference has generated over 2,600 voluntary commitments worth approximately $140 billion US. So my question is whether all those commitments have been implemented. So with the help of the Secretariat, namely the World Resources Institute, we are reviewing the status of the implementation of those voluntary commitments. So that outcome will be presented to the plenary sessions on April 29th in the opening segment of the event. The reason why we are focusing on the implementation is because, as I mentioned, our Ocean Conference encourages voluntary commitments. we do not have political declaration. So, in order to advance the discussions in the conference, we need to make sure that the voluntary commitments are implemented. So, by celebrating its 10th anniversary, we have decided the slogan of the conference at this year is as our ocean, our action. So, as that implies, we are really wanting to focus on the implementation and action. We will share some best practices and success stories based on the report from those participating the organizations. Another special element of this year's event is that we are proposing the digital oceans as a special theme to the plenary sessions. It is a practice in this world that the hosting country is asked or allowed to propose one additional special theme to that event. So we have decided to discuss how digital technologies such as artificial intelligence, big data, and remote sensing can provide a breakthrough in tackling global challenges that we are facing now. So, in addition to the 6 pillars that I mentioned, that we will discuss digital technologies issues in the plenary sessions. And final element of this year's event is that we are hosting a special session on the shipping and shipbuilding issues. So we are hosting a green shipping and shipbuilding business summit where we will invite private sectors, public sectors, shipping companies and shipbuilding companies to get together and discuss how we can green the businesses. We will discuss about the technologies and business models that we can work together towards greener shipping and shipbuilding businesses. These are the 3 elements that I want to highlight concerning the 10th Ocean Conference that will take place late April this year. So with that, we look forward to everyone in this room in Busan in a month's time. Thank you.
I think we have time for one question, if anybody would like to pose a question to you. Anybody got a... we can...
Everyone is excited to come to Busan.
Yeah, exactly. I think maybe the good thing is that you answered all the questions in your piece. So thank you very much. Thank you. I think we will move on. Thank you, sir.
So once again,
that was very thorough. Thank you very much.
I look forward to everyone.
Thank you so much to Mr. Kim there. I feel like I want to come now too. So the next one that we need an update on is our June 1 Ocean Science Congress. Francois Houllier, the President and Chief Executive Officer of IFREMA and co-chair of the One Ocean Science Congress, joins us now. So Mr. Houllier, thank you very much. Please take the podium.
So thank you very much and good afternoon. I'm very glad to have this opportunity to say a few words about the One Ocean Science Congress, which I'm co-chairing with Jean-Pierre Gattuso, who is present there at this table. You may raise your hand, Jean-Pierre. So this is a congress that is jointly organized by CNRS, to which Jean-Pierre belongs, and IFREMA, and which will take place from the 3rd of June to the 6th of June. Dates have been a bit changed since last year, but now it's okay. It will start on the 3rd morning. As clearly expressed by its title, One Ocean Science, This Congress stands at the crossroads of two common goods, science and the ocean. And I would like to underline something that was said earlier in the afternoon. These two common goods, they share two characteristics. They are essential for the population, they are essential for our societies, but also they are threatened. Not in the same way, but both are threatened. We all share that. The ocean is physically, biologically, ecologically threatened, at risk, but science is also at risk in this present situation. And it is threatened by a sort of political, societal backlash that was illustrated before. So I think I would like first to emphasize that we are organizing this on these two legs, science and ocean. Emphasizing the role of science, how can we protect the ocean if we don't measure sea level rise? If we don't understand why it's rising? If we don't measure its heat content? How can we protect the ocean if we don't know that deep sea harbors a large biodiversity? If we are not able to describe this biodiversity? If we don't understand the associated ecosystem services? And if we are not able to, for example, monitor the effects generated by marine protected areas? And how can we regulate fisheries? This was a topic earlier. If we don't gather hard data on fish populations and communities, or if we don't adapt the framework to the climate change. So we definitely need science, and I wanted to emphasize that now. We need science for policies, but we also need science for investment. I think this was illustrated earlier in the afternoon. How can we invest in the blue economy if we are not able to predict and measure the impact, either positive or negative, of the projects that are being funded? Let's take the example of marine carbon dioxide removal, which was mentioned earlier when we spoke about geoengineering. How can we invest in this approach without having a clear understanding of the benefits and of the risks and the impacts that are associated to these techniques? So the aim of our One Ocean Science Congress will be to provide a state-of-the-art evidence of what we know and what we don't know about the ocean. And we feel with Jean-Pierre that this will be a good way to illustrate the key role of science. The Congress will have another particularity. It's not the biggest Ocean Science Congress forever. There have been earlier congresses that have been bigger. But this is the first time that we have a congress, scientific congress, held just ahead of a UN conference. It will be the first time that we will have a Science Congress, Ocean Science Congress, just ahead of the Blue Economy and Finance Forum, just ahead of a summit of coastal cities and regions that are threatened by sea level rise. So this is a very unique opportunity that we are having in early June. By the way, I would like to emphasize that we tried to do that in 2015. At that moment, I was chairing the National Institute for Agricultural Research. We tried to do that for COP21. But there was a 5 months gap between our Common Future and the Climate Change Conference that was organized at UNESCO headquarters and the COP that was organized later in December. So that somehow the link between the science and the political conference was not evident. So this time we have a very unique opportunity to bridge somehow science and policy thanks to the organization of UNOC 3. So the aim of our Congress is to inform the UNOC and the two other special events which I just mentioned. It's also to affirm clearly the place of science and its ability also to interact with other knowledge systems, and somehow the aim is to create a momentum for ocean science. So where do we stand practically now? We have designed 10 themes that are consistent with the issues that are at stake and that will be at stake in the conversations and negotiations that will take place at the UNOC. These 10 themes are also consistent with multilateral negotiations. These themes are dealing with climate, and there is a link with the UNFCCC and the Paris Agreement, They will deal with the protection of marine biodiversity in line with the Kunming-Montreal Global Biodiversity Framework. They will deal, there is a theme about plastic pollution, which is in line with the negotiation of a global plastics treaty. There will be a theme on the decarbonization of shipping and the reduction of the environmental footprint of shipping, which is in line with the issues that are discussed in the International Maritime Organization. There will be a theme about seabed and deep sea, which is in line with what is being discussed at the International Seabed Authority. There are two themes that are cross-cutting. One is about the integration of various knowledge systems, including science, and the other is a theme which is, well, the development of vibrant science that can, on the long run, inform policymakers. By nature, these 10 themes are interdisciplinary. Natural science is welcome, social science are welcome, engineering sciences are welcome, digital sciences are also welcome at the One Ocean Science Congress. Other thing I would like to emphasize is that we, with Jean-Pierre, we established an international scientific committee which has been working quite hard in designing these 10 themes, also in designing the call for communications and for town halls. And we received about 1,400 proposals for communications. And so we had to assess these communications. We also received 148 town halls proposals. And so we also had to assess and select them, which was not that easy. We also have an organizing committee which came up with some great ideas. For example, I would like to mention one which is called ECOPS Insiders. We have established 9 teams of 2 people, which are multilingual early career ocean professionals that were selected to amplify in their mother tongue. And we selected the major languages in the world. They will be able to amplify the messages shared during the Congress. So more practically in terms of numbers, we already have 1,800 registered participants, if I'm right, Jean-Pierre. So I think we nearly got the target of 2,000. Due to some logistical problems, we will not go much higher. So for those who are not registered, it might be a bit difficult to join us. There will be 9 plenary keynote speeches, and there will be 500 communications and some 700 posters. There is also something which is a bit peculiar with this Congress. This is not only a scientific Congress. We want also to bridge, as I said, science and policy, science and action, science and decision, and science and society. So this is the reason for which we established round tables, and there are 33 round tables which have been selected out of the 148 that applied. So with that, I think that the message we want to convey, Jean-Pierre and myself, is that well, we are ready. We still have facing some organizational issues and challenges, but I think conceptually speaking, everything is ready. So we will be very happy to welcome those of you who are registered in Nice on the 3rd of June. The program of the Congress will be published normally on Wednesday at last. Thank you so much.
Any last-minute questions? I think, again, a very comprehensive speech. Thank you very much. And our last speaker for this session will be about the UN Ocean Conference coming up in June. Obviously, this is the real big focus for France. So I'd like to welcome His Excellency Olivier Pavre d'Avour, the Special Envoy of the French President for the United Nations Ocean Conference. Your Excellency, thank you very much. Please join us up here. Thank you. Hello, hello.
Ah, my God. That's the end.
You made it.
Of the day. Good news for you, no? For everybody, I should say. But I would like to start by thanking so much the Principality of Monaco. It's like, you know, a birthday. So every year you got friends and you celebrate your anniversary. There are sometimes different new people. There's a group of usual suspects who are for me very, very good friends of the ocean, but more clearly who probably will play a major role. I hope so. It's my address to you. Will play a major role. Major role. It's not making a speech. It's a major role for the next UN Ocean Conference in Nice, which will start, in fact, in Monaco. And now it's time for la leçon de français. So you will have to put your, if you don't speak French, which is pas grave, but now I will carry on in my language. We are from the local community group, the minority of some of them, and a few words in French to tell you exactly where we are and how you can help. And then when you come back at home tonight, you will have to work or not. You are not obliged, but you will not be invited to my next birthday ceremony if you don't work for the eunuch. Voilà, merci d'abord d'être là. Merci à Monaco, parce que tout a commencé... Pardon, tout a commencé il y a 100 ans. Et je ne suis pas fasciné par l'histoire des familles, mais quand même, celle-là, c'est pas mal. Quand Albert Ier, et je reviens de l'Organisation hydrographique internationale, où on voit les premiers relevés hydrographiques qui ont été faits dès 1904 par des Allemands et des Français ensemble, 10 ans avant qu'on se tape dessus. Et l'intuition d'Albert Ier, qui consiste à dire il faut connaître l'océan, elle est toujours là, à Monaco, 100 ans après, et c'est celle-là qui nous habite aujourd'hui. Simplement, en 100 ans, on n'a pas beaucoup avancé. Et en 20 ans ou en 10 ans, grâce à plein de gens formidables, souvent des Américains, je pense à Starlink par exemple, on a beaucoup avancé pour le spatial, beaucoup, et on connaît bien la Lune, on connaît bien Mars, on connaît, moi qui suis ambassadeur des pôles, maintenant c'est facile d'aller passer un mois en Antarctique, on n'est pas coupé du monde, loin de là. Et donc, avec nos à peine 20% de fonds marins connus, avec le peu d'argent dont disposent les centres océanographiques du monde entier, ou avec de l'argent parfois, heureusement, apporté par des mécènes et des philanthropes, et notamment, je pense que ce qui se passe aux États-Unis avec Woods ou Scripsol est un exemple qui, évidemment, est loin des nôtres, mais on a des exemples d'engagement de pays. On a des exemples, si vous pouvez éteindre mon téléphone, voilà, c'est les cigales. Voilà, merci beaucoup. Merci. Merci. On a des engagements de pays, on a des engagements de chefs d'entreprise, on a des engagements de scientifiques, et ils sont pour beaucoup ici. Alors on est à exactement 80 jours de l'UNOC. Il y aura des réunions importantes après, évidemment, mais celle-ci, elle nous tient à cœur parce qu'elle est en Méditerranée, donc on est ici, dans un espace qui nous est cher, parce que ça va être la première conférence des Nations Unies et ça va être un grand ode au multilatéralisme, première conférence des Nations Unies après l'élection américaine. Donc c'est toujours intéressant de voir comment le monde est au rendez-vous d'une grande célébration de ce multilatéralisme auquel on est tous attachés, hein, quelles que soient les nationalités évidemment. Et nous allons adresser plusieurs sujets importants. Le premier, il est très simple, et si vous revenez dans vos pays et si vous avez la possibilité de dire que quand même avoir 60 ratifications, c'est pas très compliqué, qu'il faut se dépêcher. Et je voudrais saluer par exemple le travail que la Corée a fait, parce que j'entends tous les jours des représentants européens, pour ne pas les citer par exemple nos excellents amis allemands. Bon, je comprends qu'ils ont eu un changement politique, mais vous avez eu aussi des changements politiques en Corée. Nous avons eu aussi des changements politiques et nous avons pu ratifier. Alors, il n'y a pas de bonne excuse pour ne pas ratifier, pour ne pas avoir ces 60 signatures, ratifications, pardon, ou 61. À partir de là, la belle histoire commence. Et Monaco a ratifié, évidemment. La belle histoire commence parce que nous aurons enfin un instrument digne de ce nom pour faire avancer les choses. Où nous en sommes, moi, c'est que je peux vous faire mon témoignage personnel, c'est que l'inox, c'est une formidable invention qui a été faite par Peter Thomson, qui est un formidable envoyé spécial des Nations Unies, mais c'est un machin très compliqué et qui ne sert pas à grand-chose, parce que ce n'est pas contraignant, parce qu'on est en train d'écrire en ce moment une déclaration politique qui, évidemment, sera ce qu'elles sont, parce que c'est par consensus, et c'est avant même que les chefs d'État et de gouvernement se sont vus. Donc, si on veut être sérieux, il nous faut ce que le climat et la biodiversité ont. Il nous faut une conférence des parties. Et la première COP Océan, sur la haute mer, mais ce n'est pas négligeable la haute mer, parce que ce n'est pas demain qu'on va avoir des COP sur les zones exclusives économiques. Chacun voudra continuer à jardiner ou à chaluter dans son jardin. Mais par contre, le jardin commun, le parc naturel mondial qui est la haute mer, nous avons un traité qui dit que nous sommes prêts à partager des ressources ensemble. C'est pas rien, quand même, c'est ambitieux, 60% de la mer, et que donc il faut se mettre au travail. Donc la COP number 1, la première COP, elle peut se tenir où vous voulez, à Monaco, n'importe où, mais elle peut se tenir avant la fin 2026. Et là, ça va changer les choses, parce que nous aurons enfin des instruments contraignants. Nous n'aurons plus les blue. Pardon, mais je suis allé à nombreuses conférences en France, aux États-Unis, nombreuses conférences hors océan, où à chaque fois, mais il y a des billions de dollars qui tombent. Mais vraiment, il n'y a pas un seul poisson qui se souvient d'avoir été sauvé par les billions de dollars qui sont annoncés. Pas un seul poisson. Donc, franchement, il est temps d'agir modestement ou de manière ambitieuse. Alors, c'est quoi la modestie? La modestie, c'est de ratifier ce traité très important, mais je sais qu'Angela y travaille beaucoup et que c'est possible d'avoir cette ratification à l'OMC du traité sur la pêche illégale et illicite. C'est très important. Si on obtient ça, c'est une vraie victoire et on pourra vous remercier du travail que vous avez fait. C'est d'avoir la ratification de l'accord du Cap. L'accord du Cap, vous savez ce que c'est. Il suffit que l'Indonésie, et là on est en train, le président de la République va appeler son homologue la semaine prochaine, il suffit que l'Indonésie dise oui, c'est bon, on aura le nombre de navires pour ratifier l'accord du Cap. Donc je pense que tout ce qui est pêche illégale, illicite, voire surpêche, un jour, ça sera derrière nous. Un jour. Il y a par contre des sujets évidemment plus complexes, tous ceux qui sont liés au changement climatique et à l'élévation du niveau de la mer. Mais il est clair qu'on ne va pas arrêter l'élévation du niveau de la mer, donc il faut s'adapter. Et ce qui va être proposé à Nice le 7 juin, avec cette coalition des villes et des régions, permettra d'aborder le problème de manière très concrète, très pratique. Comment s'adapter, comment financer l'adaptation, comment comparer nos modèles d'adaptation, que ce soit de Jakarta à New York, en passant par les Maldives ou Dakar. Voilà un sujet qui est celui du changement climatique, mais sur lequel nous pourrons apporter des réponses, je pense, à Nice. Nous pourrons évidemment en apporter dans le domaine scientifique. Tu l'as dit, François, cette conférence, elle est construite sur la science. Il n'y a que ça qui est intéressant. Le reste, la politique, c'est de la politique. L'économie, c'est du fric. Mais il y a de la bonne politique et il y a du bon fric. Et pour que ça soit du bon fric et de la bonne politique, il faut qu'il y ait de la bonne science. Il faut qu'il y ait des moyens pour la science. Et je crois qu'avec ce que nous faisons, à savoir ce sommet scientifique, mais surtout aussi d'autres propositions, comme le jumeau numérique de l'océan, le premier baromètre de la santé de l'océan, qui s'appelle Starfish. Et Starfish va, tous les 8 juin de chaque année, vous donner, avec 5 chiffres magiques. On va essayer de les avoir vraiment, ces chiffres magiques, pas vous décevoir, va vous donner un baromètre de l'état de la santé de l'océan. Sur beaucoup de sujets de ce type-là, je pense que la science va apporter énormément aux leaders. Les leaders, ils vont être là. Aujourd'hui, on a 65 chefs d'État et de gouvernement qui sont présents. Il faut qu'il y en ait d'autres qui viennent. Donc c'est pareil, quand vous voyez vos chefs d'État et de gouvernement, dites-leur, n'envoyez pas les ministres, ça ne sert à rien les ministres, ça passe, ça vient. Les ambassadeurs, ça ne sert à rien du tout. Mais par contre, les chefs d'État et de gouvernement, c'est élu, et donc ça doit prouver que ça avance. Donc faites venir ces chefs d'État et de gouvernement, mais ils sont déjà là, ici. Rien qu'à Monaco, pour le Blue Economy and Finance Forum, grâce au Prince Albert, nombreux d'entre eux sont là, le président Lula sera là, j'espère le Premier ministre chinois, et beaucoup de grands dirigeants de la planète qui se décideront probablement 15 jours avant, mais vous verrez, ils seront autour de la table. Il faut en profiter pour faire avancer plein de sujets à l'échelle internationale, ces grands traités universels dont j'ai parlé, à l'échelle régionale aussi. Je pense que l'Afrique a besoin véritablement qu'un leadership lui permette d'être cette Afrique bleue avec les ressources qui lui sont promises. Et ce qui a été fait à Tanger avec le Blue Africa Summit, ce qui sera fait lors du sommet Afrique que le président va réunir avec le Maroc à haut niveau de président, sera un moment important, le 9 juin. Ce qui sera fait sur la Méditerranée et le Golfe, avec les chefs d'État de cette région, sur la connectivité maritime, sera aussi évidemment important. Et puis, il y a chaque engagement que chaque pays fera. Alors ici, il y a un garçon qui s'appelle Enric Sala. Ne lui donnez pas votre numéro de téléphone. Il va vous appeler tous les jours, pour vous dire il faut que ton pays ou il faut que le pays de l'autre annonce plus d'aires marines protégées. Le problème, c'est qu'il a raison et qu'on va faire, nous, ce qu'on peut au niveau français, mais il faut que les autres fassent aussi. Il faut évidemment que ces aires marines protégées, et Olivier Delezay le sait bien ici, qui était ici présent, soient compréhensibles pour le grand public, c'est-à-dire qu'elles soient à l'abri de dommages irréversibles qui seraient provoqués par des engins industriels qui, souvent mis de manière un peu dramatique en avant de la scène, pourraient détruire le monde. Mais non, le monde ne va pas être détruit la semaine prochaine, mais le monde peut être reconstruit en partie, petit morceau par petit morceau, morceau de mangrove par morceau de mangrove, le 7 et 8 juin, dans ce sommet qui va se tenir ici, à partir du 7 juin sur le sommet des villes et des régions face à l'élévation de la mer, et enfin à partir du 9 au 13, là ça va être des discussions sérieuses, et je pense que le vendredi 13, qui est toujours un jour qui porte chance, comme vous le savez, les accords de Nice pour l'océan, je l'espère en tout cas, c'est ce que le président de la République présentera le 31 mars lors de SOS Océan à Paris, en répondant à un appel de personnalité. J'espère que ce que nous offrirons à nous-mêmes, la communauté internationale, ces accords de Nice pour l'océan, seront à la hauteur de peut-être ce que les accords de Paris ont pu l'être pour le climat, mais seront surtout la première pierre vers cet instrument qui nous permettra de nous réunir de manière formelle, officielle, politique, forte, avec cette première COP Océan dont je souhaite vraiment qu'elle puisse se tenir avant la fin 2026, c'est-à-dire presque demain, quelques jours après que la prochaine Blue Initiative de Monaco se soit réunie. Je terminerai en vous disant à chacun d'entre vous, je vois Eliana Seyd qui travaille sur ce sujet chaque jour un peu plus, vous êtes tous des ambassadeurs de la cause, mais surtout vous êtes des acteurs de la cause. Et c'est vrai que ces discours sont vraiment fatigants sur l'importance de l'économie bleue durable. Il faut vraiment donner non pas seulement des chiffres, mais faire que ça profite aux individus, à tous les individus, pas uniquement aux riches, mais à ces milliards de gens qui vivent au bord de la mer, qui vont continuer à vivre au bord de la mer et qui ont besoin de tirer et de comprendre pourquoi à Monaco, des gens intelligents que nous sommes se réunissent avec les privilèges qui sont les nôtres, mais pourquoi nous ne sommes pas uniquement une assemblée de la haute pensée mondiale sur les affaires globales, mais véritablement des artisans modestes d'un monde meilleur grâce à l'océan. Je vous remercie. No, sorry. No, no, it's up to you.
Yeah. Would you like to open the floor? Would anybody like to follow up with a question?
Hello, I'm Enrico Toia. I'm the president of an Elaphonics Eco, an association in Greek island. My question is, do you believe that lionfish invasion in the Mediterranean Sea could have a space in your very interesting place in Nice? Here's a question.
My God, yes, we will address this issue probably during one of the panel 2, which will take place on Monday, Monday afternoon, which is about fisheries and what can we do with the main Mediterranean states around the table, and probably with some fishermen as well to see how we can perhaps transform what is a catastrophe, as some of the invasive species have been in a good resource. So we will see what we can do. But you have to work. It's easy to ask. Please do help us, and we will deliver. Okay? Thank you. J'ai toujours pensé que ce qu'on dit à la fin d'une très longue journée n'appelle plus aucune question, tellement les gens ont envie de rentrer chez eux. Je ne prends pas ça mal, hein, je ne prends pas ça pour un manque d'intérêt, mais je pense que personne ne demande rien. Tout le monde est d'accord. On commencera la conférence le 9 juin par des AK, d'un groupe de Néo-Zélandais qui va nous donner chaque jour l'énergie nécessaire pour challenger. Oui, moi, le AK, je ne suis pas spécialiste, mais je vous encourage à vous préparer pour pousser des cris qui vont transformer le monde. Voilà.
And without further ado, I'm going to welcome up to the stage Robert Calcagneux and Olivia Wendon. Of course, both of them who I've described as the captains of the ship. I think we're now coming into the harbour. You can come and give a closing address, please, and thanks very much to the two men who've worked so hard in today's events.
So now we dance the Aka? Dear friends, now we have come to the end. It's always difficult to speak after Olivier Poivre d'Arvor is such a strong leader and speaker. So my role is a little bit more classical. And first of all, I would like to thank all the speakers and moderators and experts here present in the room for your time and for your commitment. Of course, I want to address a special thank you to Rolex. And Rolex is represented today by Miss Katerina Boitani. No, but because today we were looking for billions, but also for organizing this kind of conference, we need thousands. And the thousands are important, or hundreds of thousands. And thank you very much, Rolex, because they are clearly supporting us every year since a long time, maybe 16 years already. So this is a really strong and sustainable commitment. And yes, we can thank Rolex and Katerina. So now I feel, my feelings, I'm not really objective, but I feel that this 16th edition of the Monaco Blue Initiative is a resounding success. Not only because we are always happy to celebrate our birthday or wedding anniversary together, but because we did very clear and strong work. And in fact, in preparing this edition, we, Olivier, myself, Bernard, and the Prince, most important of all, we make a very clear choice. It is to focus on one single theme, the blue economy and the blue finance, and to prepare under the chairmanship of Iliana and Pascal, the next Blue Economy and Finance Forum, which will happen in Monaco on the 7th and 8th of June. Now, I'm sure everyone remembers the date. Huh? I think about 10 or 12 of us mentioned that date. This choice helps us to make clear progress in understanding how to transition from a non-sustainable marine economy to a blue regenerative economy. How science can more effectively get public and private decision makers. And we had a really good discussion with Frederic and Sylvie and Marisa. And we need to listen to science, but science need to listen to decision maker. And maybe we need to have science a little bit more focused on bringing solutions, and this is important too. So we have to find the midway between Sylvie and Frederic on that point, between unregulation and regulation also. So our task and responsibility are immense, and you may think that we are in 2025, but when we consider ocean economy, clearly we are still at the Neolithic age, and we are hunters, we are gatherers, we are a little bit breeders, but we are not farmers. We did not develop technology, we did not develop innovation, and we need to move to a new age, a new nature-based, nature solution age. This is important, and we need to do that. And this transformation won't just help sustain ocean health, it will allow our ocean to regenerate and recover the vitality they once had. Now, the question is, how long time do we have to make that transition? And I would like to ask 1 or 2 years, but we have to be realistic. I think we need at least to work for the next 10 years to drive that transition, and we need sustainability. The government may change, the head of state may change, hopefully not in Monaco, but we will continue to work in that direction. So the journey is long, but the next important step is the Blue Economy and Finance Forum here in Monaco. And clearly, I want to invite, Olivier and myself, we want to invite everyone here in the room, not only to attend, but also to work, of course, during the forum, but most importantly, to prepare that forum with us, and in the next 10 weeks, to think, to prepare ideas, to mention innovation, to mention financing source. Iliana is gathering an innovation hub, and you need even more ideas, stronger solution. So the Blue Economy and Finance and the oceanographic teams and the foundation's teams here present in the room are ready to listen to you and to your ideas and to help turn them into clear, actionable decisions. Now, I am also the realistic. The BEF need to do a strong, a big step forward, but it won't solve everything. And we need to create a strong impetus, and I hope that after this BEF, we will have BEF number 2, BEF number 3, and that we will continue for the year, maybe every year, to gather together and to find solution and financing. So now, before going the floor to Olivier, I want to conclude by expressing my warmest, my most sincere thanks to all of the teams who made this event possible, and in particular, the Monaco Blue Initiative Executive Secretariat, represented by Nathalie Villette from the Foundation. And Pierre Gilles, everyone knows Pierre Gilles. Now, keep some applause, because you need also to cheer the Monaco Blue Initiative Steering Committee under the leadership of Bernard. Bernard was need to go on. And finally, I want also to thank the new generation, the students at Sciences Po Menton. They are here at the back here. Say hello. And so they listen to our discussion, and they will help to finalize the minutes of the meeting, and this is important. Thank you for your hard work, because in 20, 30 years you will be here in the room and we will be somewhere else, I don't know where. At this point, I thank you, everybody of you, and I would like to hand over to Olivier Van Den from the Foundation.
Thank you very much, Robert, and I can only join you in thanking deeply, sincerely, our main sponsor, Rolex, for the long-lasting support of all our speakers and partners, including a big, heartfelt thanks to the amazing teams at the Oceanographic Institute, at the Prince Albert II of Monaco Foundation, our translators as well. Thank you so much for your help today. And technicians, thank you all. So thank you as well for your engagement in this Monaco Blue initiative, your participation, but above all, your ideas were making the difference as we move forward to the highly expected Blue Economy and Finance Forum. That was for the good news. Now, let's be honest. We have a massive problem to solve, though. We all know how important the global ocean is for our economies, for our cities, for international trade, for food security, for medicine, for our planet's climate balance, and even for our daily life. And we are too much used to talking about the risks and the opportunities, and some, I have to say, still love to talk about them today. What we need is no more talk, is definitely a need for real-world solutions and action, smart action. That's why we're here. And that's why the MBI is something that matters, and that's why the BEF is a one-off opportunity to achieve tangible results. And I do hope that maybe we won't need to go back annually on this matter, because we will have succeeded in bringing to the table the right results and objectives for the years to come. So the blue economy is definitely a proper powerhouse. It's not a sector of the economy to be just considered by philanthropy. That's something that we clearly stated today. It is the economy, full stop, not a sector. It is our own economy, global economy. So our duty is to convince the private sector that it is an investable market with economic opportunities, financial returns, and positive impact on our marine ecosystems. And when backed by science, business has the power to drive real change through innovation, through investment, through solutions that are as ambitious as the challenges we face. That's the spirit behind the BEF, which is perfectly aligned, actually, with the vision of the Foundation of His Serene Highness Prince Albert when defining what is the new blue economy in our mind. And I will just conclude by summarizing this spirit. First, the new blue economy is one that finds efficiency in aquaculture, in fisheries, in shipping, in order to create lasting supply chains that have minimal impact on marine ecosystems. Second, the new blue economy is one that protects ecosystems and communities whilst upgrading coastal oceanic infrastructure to mitigate even growing risks. And finally, the new blue economy is one that innovates to find the many solutions necessary to solve the crisis of plastic waste pollution, from recycling to substitute to smarter waste management and recovery. Because the blue economy isn't just a political investment. It is a deep movement that is only starting, and that will hopefully be the next chapter of our global economic success. So thanks once again for your participation, and I look very much forward to welcoming you again in Monaco on June 7 and 8. Wonderful evening. And thank you so much to our amazing Master of Ceremony.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. And I just have one or two more thanks that I know that the MBI Organising Committee wanted to reach out to you just so that you know that all of these sessions today were covered by the IISD, which is the International Institute for Sustainable Development Reporting. So you'll be able to get all these reports. You'll also be able to get session summaries on the MBI website as well. That'll happen in the next few days. Again, I think to reiterate, thank you to Rolex and also Sciences Po, and also let's not forget the Edinburgh Ocean Leaders Programme for their partnership. We once again had the pleasure of having ocean leaders actively involved in this year's conversation. With that in mind, I'm also going to say thank you. I'll be back here in June, so thank you very much. It's been wonderful meeting you all. See you again in the next few months. And you too.